It's the holiday season in New York City once again, which means large crowds of shoppers and tourists. To assist with large crowds, Mayor Bill de Blasio implemented pedestrian zones to give more space for people around Rockefeller Center. The mayor created pedestrian zones on West 49th and 50th Streets between 5th and 6th Avenues. 4 blocks along 5th and 6th Avenues will be granted more pedestrian space by eliminating vehicular traffic. The city is making these changes to prepare for the influx of shoppers and holiday tourists. The changes have been a smooth transition for tourists walking around Rockefeller Center. So smooth that some have been enjoying the extra space and didn't even notice.
We love coming up here every year just for the Christmas thing. It's not even occurred to me that I feel safer or not safe. It's nice because it gives you more space to walk. So the only time I don't really feel great is during the tree lighting service because there's blockades everywhere and guns everywhere. In general, we feel safe here though.
The man that supported the mayor's idea to make his constituents safer was Councilmember Keith Powers. Councilman Powers represents District 4, which includes the areas affected by the pedestrian zones. Powers talked about the need for the changes after facing issues during last year's holiday season.
I had actually asked for the mayor and the city of New York agencies to look at doing something around Rockefeller Center. We know that last year was not handled well in terms of all the pedestrians and tourists and people that work around there, not having enough space on the sidewalks, not having a plan that was consistent and made sense every day. So I had actually earlier this year with the borough president asked the mayor's office to take a look at doing something different for the holiday season, with the idea that maybe we could do something for the whole year as well.
The current pedestrian zones also serves as an evaluation on how to deal with congestion in the future.
Well, I think this idea is meant to tackle this question of how do you balance opening up the streets and spaces for pedestrians with the congestion and traffic issue. One of the concerns that came up during this was impact on traffic in the area. And so this will be a good example of how to balance those different things. We're at the end of the holiday season. We're all going to look at the data in terms of traffic speeds, congestion, pedestrians, things like that. And our hope is that we'll be able to learn some lessons from it for next year and look at a long-term expansion of it.
And the council member also had a message for those who oppose these congestion plans, like the New York City Transit president, saying the plan ignores the MTA and their customers.
Well, one thing I do want to do is to be able to better accommodate buses in the MTA as we move forward. I also want to look at the traffic stats to see how traffic was impacted. I think this is a great idea. We will make changes to it as we need along the way if there's a problem that arises that we see. We don't want to do this based on just people's speculated fears. We want to do it based on what the real life situation is, and if we see that there are issues, we're going to address them. But
Reporting from the New York City News Service, I'm Fifi Frempong.